What's going on, guys? Alex here with 814 EDC, and today I'm ready to do my full review on the Vosteed knives Thornton. So this is a knife that came in via the Lefty passaround group, part of a little bit of a Vosteed package. You have the Thornton, and then you also have the Mini Labrador, which is probably the last video you guys saw on my channel. I just did my full review on that, and you guys will be seeing that on Thursday. This will probably be seen on Friday, so happy Friday, happy weekend to you guys. Long work week for me. I'm looking forward to the weekend and just having some chill time. So hopefully you guys are too. But we're going to jump right into, my thoughts and my opinions on the Thornton. So the Thornton is a design from Wayne over at Wayne Sharp World, who is a fellow YouTuber, fellow, knife influencer. I have followed Wayne for probably about a year or so now. I discovered him on Instagram, and I, started watching a little bit of his YouTube stuff. He always posts really good, always has kind of the newer models pretty quickly, so he's always posting reels, and it's fun to see, videos of newer models and stuff like that, that you don't typically get to see right away. But this is a design by him, and it is OEM through Vosteed, of course. And the Thornton is, I have a little blurb right here on Vosteed's website, which I will leave a link to down below if you guys are interested in checking out the Thornton. There are 4 different models before we jump into the little blurb. 2 of them are in stock, 2 of them are not. This specific version with the micarta and the black dot blade is currently in stock, as well as the blue G10. But yeah, the Thornton pays homage to his grandfather, Wayne Thornton Walter, along with Wayne's love for aviation and travel. The design inspiration comes from a Boeing 737, and in addition to that, his grandfather was a mechanical squad leader for aircraft in the Solomon and the Philippine Islands during World War II. The Thornton was designed with love, gratitude, and a wanderlust spirit, in hopes that this knife will make a great companion for your next adventure or EDC task. I think this is a great, overall design. The next thing he has in here, it's built as a simple and low-key knife, and I think that's, very, very true to his overall design, to, it's simple lines are always good in my opinion. Simple blade shapes are good, very utilitarian, very usable, just an all-around great-looking knife. Yeah, so just wanted to give you guys that little rundown real quick, but we're going to jump right into materials. You guys can see that the Thornton, my version that I'm rocking here, or checking out, or showing you guys, is rocking some green micarta scales, has a button lock, has a beautiful sheepsfoot style blade. It says Vosteed right there. It's 14C 28N on the blade. Right there, dual thumb studs, milled loop over style deep carry pocket clip that has the Vosteed logo. It is only right hand carry. As far as internal milling goes, there is 5 pockets, 6 pockets on both sides. Little pockets milled out on both sides. You guys can see right there for a little bit of weight reduction. Comes with a front flipper as well, back spacer, like the green micarta that Vosteed is running with here. And like I said earlier, there are 4 different variations of this. There is this version, there is a black micarta version, and then there is 2 two-tone G10 versions. One is a blue G10 back here with like a black bolster, and then the other one is like an orange bolster with black G10 and a black blade, and then the blue G10 and the black micarta have stone wash blades. So as far as materials go, 5 out of 5, 14C, great micarta, multiple ways of deploying the knife, button lock, loop over style deep carry clip, thumb studs. Hard to argue with anything other than a 5 there in the materials department. Some specs for you guys. So blade length is coming in at 3.18 inches. Overall length from tip to butt is 7.52. Blade width is 1.09. Blade thickness is 0.138 inches. It's a flat grind. Comes down to a pretty thin edge though. Blade stock thickness is, I'd say, about medium. But again, you have nice belly there. Comes down to a thin edge. Yeah, and it comes in weighing 3.31 ounces, which I think is really good for about a 3 1/4 inch blade. I think that's a great weight all around. And again, you do have some internal milling on both sides to help reduce some of that weight. But moving on in the review, next up is aesthetic. I think this knife looks really good. I like the look of it as soon as I saw Wayne post about it on his Instagram, which was months ago, probably about a month or so before it dropped. I love a good sheepsfoot style blade. It's that and Warncliffs are some of my favorites. If not my favorite, they're just so utilitarian, so usable. That nice low tip, that slicey belly right here. Blade shape looks phenomenal. Handle looks really good. I mean, it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward right back here. Tapers off, pretty straightforward right here. And you get a nice indentation there. Enclosed, it looks good. I think it has a good profile to it. But open, I mean, I think this looks really, really good. I'm a big fan of the overall shape and the lines of it. So I'm going to give it a 5. Action. So you do, have dual thumb studs, front flipper. The D10, I wouldn't say is the snappiest D10 I've ever handled from Vosteed before. But it's definitely not bad. I mean, you guys can hear it. It's kind of somewhere in the middle. But as long as you give it enough, I mean, it's going to pop right out of there. Middle finger flick, reverse flick works really good. Flies out. Of course, the front flipper goes straight up. You have jimping to go straight to the top. Doesn't roll around, but you really don't need it. You have a nice amount of, texture right there, area to land on. Pops right out. I will say with the front flipper, I enjoy it not being a super stiff D10 because sometimes when you have, stiff D10s with front flippers, they can be a little bit cumbersome and a little bit painful to get out. But this, you just land right on the top right there and basically just kind of roll back and it pops right out. And you guys can see the button lock does not sit up super, high off of the scale. So it's not causing a hot spot, anything like that, or a hot spot. It's not going to, be in the way of, anything like that, but we'll touch on that with the ergos. I'm getting ahead of myself, but just drops down. Nice and smooth. A little bit of button stick, but I've kind of grown to like button stick a little bit. Kind of gives you that tactile feedback to, you're closing the knife. So I've kind of, like I said, grown to almost enjoy it. But overall, besides the D10 being a little bit weak, I'm going to say it's pretty solid. I mean, it's the best, flipping action I've ever felt, front flipping, flicking action, whatever you want to say. No, probably not. But I mean, it's very adequate. It's very fun to fidget with. I've fidgeted with this thing a ton. So I wish the D10 was just a tad stronger because, I mean, you can fail it relatively easy. But I'm going to give it a 4.5 just to be fair. I don't want to give everything 5s, but I think a 4.5 is fair. Maybe if the D10 was just a little bit snappier, that would get it up to a 5, but it's getting a 4.5 on the action department. Acoustics. Not really getting too much of acoustics from it. And that's, I mean, it's a micarta knife, so it's pretty well, known that micarta sort of dampens sounds. You're not going to get too many, you're definitely not going to get high pitchedness from it. But, you're going to get kind of dull, the wax and drops. It's not bad by any means. Again, I'm when I give this, mediocre scores in the acoustics department, I mean, it has to be pretty solid to get anything above like a 4. When you get really nice thwack on the middle finger flick, it's good. It's good. I mean, it's not fantastic, but it's good. I think it's deserving of a 4, so I'm going to give it a 4. And we'll just leave it at that. Next up is ergos. Very, very comfortable knife in hand. I can get all 4 fingers on here. I have a little bit of the knife sticking out of the back, so this isn't a huge knife. It's very, very comfortable for me. You have a nice natural restriction point right here, so pointer finger wraps around here. Rest of your fingers follow suit. Thumb lands right there on the jimping, or you could put it out right here farther if you want to do more push cuts. You want a little bit more control on the blade. Pot clip is a loop over style deep carry clip like we've already established. So you do have a little bit of, aggressiveness back here. But luckily, while my hand is pretty close to that, the end of the clip is just poking out outside of my palm, so it's not digging in at all. If I was back here, now I can feel it, but you know, choked up in my normal grip, or choked up, but not choked up, but in my normal grip, you know, it's very, very comfortable. And then you can choke up even more. Middle finger goes right here into this groove. Rest of your fingers follow suit. Pointer finger wraps around the little choke up point area. Thumb can land right here on the jimping, kind of half on, half off, or it can land up here almost to the top point of the blade, which gives you like maximum push control, or you know, control for push cuts, pushing through cardboard, things like that. The micarta is really nicely done. It has an ever so slight amount of, you know, kind of contouring to it, which makes it feel really good. I think Vosteed does a great job with, or where they source the materials from for micarta. No issues at all with it. You know, not too scratchy, or you know, not too soft. It's right in the middle, which is right where I like it. But it is comfortable. You know, and again, that kind of harkens back to the simple and no frills design of this knife. You know, it's just straight across, tapers off in the back here, which gives you kind of that nice, you know, forward facing motion that grips into. Just very, very comfortable. And when you have such a usable blade shape like this, comfort is such an important part of the knife, because you want, you know, a blade that you're going to be utilizing for a lot of EDC tasks to be comfortable, and the Thornton is comfortable. So 5 out of 5 for the ergos. Next up is carry. Loop over style deep carry clip. You have about that much sticking out of your pocket. Not a big deal by any means. I don't know why they couldn't have thrown a filler plate over here, and they could have carried it lefty or righty, depending on what you wanted to do. But that's just me. Drops down in your pocket. You have no flipper tab, no jimping. It's all just, you know, rounded off micarta. So you have no risk of possibly pulling this knife up out of your pocket if you're down in your pocket trying to get loose change, chapstick, things like that. No issues whatsoever. What's it weigh again? 3.31 ounces is very, very solid, especially for, like I said, almost a 3 1/4 inch knife, or a blade, excuse me. No issues with that whatsoever. Yeah, carried this in gym shorts quite a bit, carried it in khakis a few times, tossed it in my sweatpants. Don't think I wore jeans, because again, we're starting to get out of that jean weather. And no issues whatsoever, even throw it in the pocket. I wish they could have put maybe a lefty clip on there. I get it with the button lock and everything like that. You probably maybe can't. But as far as carry goes, it's pretty solid. I mean, it's not the thinnest knife, so it is a little bit thick. It takes up a little bit more pocket space. I don't think it's worthy. I'm going to give it a 4.5, just because I think they could have put a lefty carry, about, you know, given that lefty carryability option for everybody. But yeah, 4.5 on the carry. Lastly is price point / value / what I recommend this knife. The Vosteed Thornton is coming in at $79 from Vosteed. Out of the 2 versions that are available currently on the website, you have this one. Or if you liked the dual G10 black and blue handles, you can get that one for 15% off. That takes it down to $67, which is a pretty good deal. But even at the full $79, we'll say $80. I think, you know, this is a great, great deal. 14 C28N on the beautiful sheepshead saw blade. Green micarta scales, which look and function very well. Button lock, multiple ways of deploying the knife with the front flipper, with, you know, thumb studs for reverse flicks and thumb flicks. Great ergonomics. Yeah, great ergonomics, great carryability. Everything like that put together. For less than $80, I don't think that's a bad price at all. It wouldn't surprise me if this knife was $100. So I think anything under 100 qualifies that as a good value. So I'm going to give it a 5 on the value chart for everything that I just listed. You know, materials, ergos, carryability, you know, cutability with that, you know, again, very utilitarian blade shape. I'm going to give it a 5. So let's count this up real quick. Alrighty, guys. So the Vosteed Thornton is coming in at a 33.5, which lands it in my fantastic category. I think that's very adequate for this knife. I've really enjoyed it. I was really excited to check it out whenever I got it in. or whenever I saw Kevin throw it in the passaround group, I was, pretty stoked to get it in and check it out. And definitely lived up to my expectations. Great all-around EDC knife. Again, just kind of no frills, simple design. But yeah, fun to play with, fun to fidget with. Great cutter, great user. Everything you want in, a knife that you can carry with you every day. It's fun to fidget with, fun to get those, flicks in every day. Carryability sort of standpoint, but also you can cut with it. It's a great slicer. Great blade shape for just everyday EDC tasks. I think Wayne has a fantastic design on his hands. I think this would be really cool in a, premium knife with some maybe titanium, fat carbon, a higher steel like Elmax. I know Vosteed uses Elmax quite a bit. But I think that this is a great, foundation for, many variations to come. So I'm excited to see what he comes up with, as well as Vosteed. And who knows, maybe he has some new designs that we don't even know about up his sleeve. But yeah, so drop a comment down below. Did any of you guys pick up the Thornton? Have you been, have you had it in the collection, or you wanted to pick it up? I would love to hear you guys have to say. But I'm going to wrap this up now. So thank you guys again so much for watching. And this was, before I forget to mention, my full review of the Vosteed knives, Thornton. Beautiful, beautiful knife. So yeah, but thank you guys again so much for watching. I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you guys. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your morning, evening, night, day, weekend, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.